Qué lindo está esta mañana con ustedes. Good morning to all of you. 3 people speaking Spanish, 3 personas hablando español. But there's one lady coming, she speaks only English, so you all speak English anyway. So we are reading here from Prahlad Maharaj, pacifies the Lord with prayers. Tvang vayur agnir avanir viyat ambumatra pranendriyani hridayam chit anugrahascha sarvam tvameva saguna vigunascha bhuman nanyatvat ashti api manovachasa niruktam. Tvang, you, vayu, air, Agni, fire, Avani, earth, Viyat, sky, Ambu, water, Matra, the sense objects, Prana, the life airs, Indriyani, the senses, Hridayam, the mind, Chit, consciousness, Anugrahacha, and false ego or the demigods, sarvam, everything, tvam, you, eva, only, saguna, material nature with its 3 modes, viguna, the spiritual spark and supersoul, which are beyond material nature, cha, and, buman, O my great Lord, na, not, Anyat, other, Tvat, then you, Ashti, is, Api, also, Manavachasa, by mind and words, Niruktam, everything manifested. O Supreme Lord, you are actually the air, the earth, fire, sky, and water. You are the objects of sense perception, the life airs, the 5 senses, the mind, consciousness, and false ego. Indeed, you are everything, subtle and gross. The material elements and everything expressed either by the words or by the mind are nothing but you. Srila Prabhupada explains, this is the all-pervasive conception of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which explains how he spreads everywhere and anywhere. Sarvam kalva idam Brahma. Everything is Brahman, the Supreme Brahman, Krishna. Nothing exists without him. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9:4, Mayam tatam midang sarvam jagat avyaktamurtina matstani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavashtita. I exist everywhere, and everything exists in me, yet I am not visible everywhere. The Lord can be visible only through devotional service. Tatra tishtami narada yatra gayanti mat bhakta. The Supreme Lord stays only where his devotees chant his glories. Om Ajnanatimanandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Shakshun Militam Jene Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantika. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is a very basic shloka, and nevertheless all-powerful. I mean, look at it. Who can say that I'm the air and I'm the earth and I'm the sky? Who can say that? Only a madman. But if he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he's saying the truth. So that's why we follow Krishna, because he is the Supreme Lord and he speaks the truth. He is the air, the earth, fire, water. I mean, how incredible are the elements to begin with? You have water in your body, you have air in your body, you have earth in your body, you have fire in your body, you have sky in your body. All the elements are in your body. So Krishna and his all-powerful creation is also in your body. You should accept that he has made this body. He is the creator of the entire operation called Mahatattva. All the different planetary systems, everything you see in the sky, and everything you see driving by like this train, heavy, 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 it's all within his realm, within his, no, not within this realm, within a just a little spark of his divine energies. It's not only that everything is his and everything comes from him, but it's just in a spark. That we can see simply by looking at the sky. We don't have to take a book, we don't have to take some astrological calculations. No. All you have to do is look in the sky. The one who is behind the sky, how much will he be behind me? Now, God is great. We know that. It's well said. But Prabhupada says, how great is God? Who can give an answer to that? How great God is? This is like whatever we try to say is just like a little attempt to glorify him. A teeny little attempt with not much substance to it. Why? Because how can a limited voice like mine, a mouth like this, even repeating the Shastras, explain the infinite? The infinite is beyond words. And then again, it can be brought down into words by his revelation. So this way, he's saying, I am the air. Got it? Hey! You're just breathing in Krishna. Just you're putting him right in your lung. Here you have Krishna, life-giving force. Yes? So then should I do my arctic to the air? Without air, no life. Why do I do the arctic to the Thakurji and do the arctic to the Prabhupada and do the arctic to the Bhagavatam? Why not do the arctic to the air and to the water and to the fire and to the mind? All the elements are Krishna. They are all given for a certain purpose, certain specific purpose. What Krishna is doing for us, it is providing us a field of activities. We have a field of activities. Like yesterday, we finally cleaned out our garden and prepared it for becoming a real garden, prepared it for becoming a real workshop, prepared it for being a place of meeting, etc. That was a teeny little assignment, really teeny, because we did it in one day. It wasn't a big assignment. People sometimes move mountains with 5,000 people moving and moving and moving, and then they move the mountain somewhere else or create this thing. So this is just a little teeny speck of what is reality. What is reality? Reality is that Krishna has provided you the kshetrajna, the knower of the field of activities. You know the field of activities. You have to do something. Hey, what are you going to do today? Oh, I'm going to sit down and look at the sky, and I'm going to be just wasting my energy, my great. You see, Krishna has provided. Sometimes we get like I forgot the word, overwhelmed. Sometimes we get overwhelmed. What is all this? How am I going to deal with all this? But then you have to come to a conclusion. What is the conclusion? What you're going to do today. That's the conclusion. Right now, the conclusion we had, let's come together and have a Bhagavatam class. Good. Here you are sitting. Some others didn't come. They prefer to sleep. Procrastinating, that was another word I was looking for. Procrastinating, just wasting the energy. Human form of life can be wasted. Prahlad Maharaj said very clearly to his friends, don't waste your human form of life. From childhood on, you should start making plans what to do for Krishna. Even in the material world, we have to make so many plans, right? If you want to open a business, open a business. It's very funny. People, when they have a job, they go for the job and work 8 hours. And then they come back and say, oh God, I worked for 8 hours in something I don't really like, but just because I want to get the salary. But if you make your own business, you don't work 8 hours. You work 14 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours. You hardly have time to sleep. You hardly have time for anything else except making the business. And even then it may go bankrupt. Even though you put so much energy in it. Because the field of activities is also belonging to somebody else. Krishna is the supreme control of all fields of activities. You see, Krishna is absolutely merciful. Absolutely merciful. That is, you cannot doubt it. Krishna is absolutely merciful. But he wants your participation. Krishna does not want to make you a zombie. In this material world, everybody wants you to be their slave. That's the whole material world is set up. Be a slave of a system. Krishna does not want to have any slaves. He wants Brahmins. He wants scholars. He wants devotees. He wants lovers. He wants friends. He wants parents. Yes, you can also become his servant, but because you love him, then he will accept your service. Otherwise, he will have nothing to do with you. Nothing. He will ask you, what do you want, my dear? I want to have a palace. I want to have 100 servants. I want to have a luxury car. It must be a Rolls Royce, but it must be gold plated. I don't want to have an ordinary Rolls Royce. Sadhu Maharaj, his father, the king of Mungir, he had a gold-plated Rolls Royce. So I'm not just talking fiction. Yes, he wanted it and he got it. Oh, His Excellency wants a golden toilet. Yes, we will get. No, don't worry. It will not be too expensive. Where she will install it, your golden toilet. Ah! It's incredible, this material world. Completely mad. And Krishna provides. You get your golden Rolls Royce. You get your palace. You get your slaves. You get everything. And you get a wife. And she's going to be unsatisfied with you. She's going to say, why this other king in the neighboring country has a bigger castle than yours? Can you please explain this to me? And then he goes, I got a wife, I got a Rolls Royce, I got everything. Now she's going to say, I'm not good enough because neighboring king has a bigger castle. Do you not love me? You don't want to get me the biggest castles of all? Okay, let's build another one on the side. No, I want the one from that king. Go fight with him. Take over his castle, then we move in there. And he goes, but I don't want to take the people to war, so much headache. You don't want to do what I say? Like this. Isn't that the reality? Everything miserable, this world. Yes, you get it. You get your Ferrari. You get your CO post. You know, like in the movies, you have the director of a big company. He's sitting with all the big guys there, his big slaves, no? The department directors, no? And the CEOs. If you don't do the way I do, you're fired. You know, one of the most prominent words in this world is fired. Because always people get fired. Even Gaur Govinda got fired. Imagine that. Huh? People get fired. That they're doing so hard work, doing so beautiful things, and they get fired. No. So we are in the world of fire, because always we get fired. Fired by the woman, fired by the job, fired by the tax department. It is unbearable how much Krishna satisfies all our foolish desires. It's no deal for him, it's all his. He just creates an environment where all these things can be satisfied. You see, when this was the DDR, then there were many Germans here and they could not leave this place. They could not go to West Germany. They were always thinking, West Germany, more money, West Germany, more pleasure. We are here confined. But the government here, they were doing big business exporting from all the factories around the world their items, and their workers could not run away. And in the DDR, if you didn't have a job, that was against the law. You had to have a job. Today, if you don't have a job, then you go to the job center and they give you money. How much you need? It's a mad world, completely mad. Actually, we have seen in this world a master provides for his servant. But what does that mean? It means that Krishna, through the master, maintains the slaves, maintains the prisoners, maintains the hand-packed husband, maintains the children in school. Everybody is being maintained by Krishna. And we run around here and we think, no, it's all me. It's my doing. No, without Krishna, nothing happens. That's why Krishna makes it clear by saying, hey, I'm the sense perception, I'm the life heirs, I am the consciousness, I am your false ego also. How's that? Krishna is the false ego. Because he's the, the igniting principle of the Jivatma. So in order for you to have a free will, he has to ignite the potential of the ego and the false ego. Otherwise, there's no free will. Example, father has a son. What is the greatest pleasure of the father when the son becomes somewhat independent? If the son is dumb, he's not speaking, if the son is not walking nicely, then father is very unhappy. If the son cannot study in school, father is unhappy. So father wants the son to be creative, dynamic, all this, right? Why? Because he loves his son. Because he wants his son to develop. He doesn't want his son to be a nerd, just maintained by others. No. He wants his son to be a warrior, to be a business person, a great artist. So if any father wants or mother wants their children to flourish and be successful, then do you think Krishna doesn't want you to be successful? But what is success? Here it says very clearly, Tatratishtam Narada Yatra Gayanti Mat Bhakta. The Supreme Lord stays only where his devotees chant his glories. Only if there is some love, then Krishna is interested. Krishna wants you to be successful as his devotee. He doesn't want you to be successful without him. But if you say, Krishna, I want to be successful without you, then Krishna says, what to do with you? Go, become a famous this, become a famous that. Maybe you can become a famous singer. Then you're in front of a big audience and you go, la 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 la, and everybody, and then you get a nice contract from the record company. Yes, we want your contract. You are a great singer. And then you get a contract like, you get a contract. contract that you can get a good bank balance. And then the newspapers will come. Can you give us an interview? How did you make it to become such a great singer? You say, well, training. Nobody says, by God's grace. By God's grace, I got a good voice. By God's grace, I'm eating. By God's grace, I'm breathing. By God's grace, no. My parents, they were also interested in music, so I got something from that side. All claiming what is not ours. Everything belongs to Krishna. That is so clear from this verse. So, you're not satisfied here? Of course not. Too much misery. So what? I want to enjoy in heaven. I want to go to Svarga. I want to have a real big golden throne. And real gold, not gold plated. This business of gold plating is for the ordinary world. I want a real golden throne. I want a real beautiful group of apsaras. And their only business is to please me. They sing for me, they dance for me, they satisfy my senses, they cook delicious. Yes, they're my apsaras. And of course, for getting around, I don't want to have a stupid car or a stupid airplane or a jet. No, I want to have a flying elephant. Yes, Airavata. Come, Airavata. You good elephant, come here. Now you're mine, and I'm King Indra, okay? Now let's go here and there and make a big show. Hey, Indra is coming. Do you see the flying elephant there? And he's with his, in the hand, he has his thunderbolt. Now don't mess with me, because I can go, I can just electrify you and burn you to anything, like I tried with Govardhan, but that was a different thing. It didn't work. This little boy came, lifted up the mountain, and I was and nothing. I'm sorry, but let's not talk about that. That's an embarrassing story. So Indra, you can be like Indra. Yes, why not? Or why not be like Kuvera? Big, fat, money hoarder. Kuvera is the treasurer of the demigods. Poor guy, so many accounts he has to manage. My God, Varuna, how much you got? Brahma, maybe these are abstracts, but they're not that abstract, because the ministers of a country, they're just like that. They don't even know how many billions and trillions they have, and they just squander them left and right. Squander them. Billions. We don't have for paying €3.50 for going on the tram. We start thinking, oh, what an expensive tram. Just for going here to any place in Berlin, I have to spend so much money. Oh, Govinda, 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 Govinda. This verse is this is Krishna consciousness. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the absolute beauty, opulence operation. There's nothing like it. So if Krishna, Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasava Britya. Nitya Nitya Nam Chaitanya Chaitanya Nam Eko Bahu Nam Vidadati Kama. There's many living entities, noticeably Right now, I have 6 sitting in front of me, and none of you maintains the other. Isn't it? But somebody is maintaining all of us. That is Krishna. That is the one. He is the one we are glorifying. He is the one we owe to. We are in debt with Krishna. If you do not recognize that you're in debt with Krishna, you know what you are? You are a big thief. Nothing but a big thief. One time, one man came to meet Srila Prabhupada on top of the roof of Mayapur. Prabhupada was just receiving his massage by his secretary. And then this man came, offered his respect to Prabhupada, and then Prabhupada said, "Who are you? What's your name? What is your job?" "Oh, I own a factory." What do you produce?" "Oh, I produce glass." How do you make the glass?" "Oh, I make it with sand." "Where do you get the sand?" He said, "Oh, I'm getting it from the beaches." "Oh, who made the beach?" "Well, Krishna." "Okay. So you using Krishna's sand to make your business? Is that true?" "Yes." And Prabhupada said, "So you're a big thief." Oh, the man was shocked. How Prabhupada called me a thief. He said, Prabhupada, I'm a life member. I'm a life member of your society. I've given donation to your society. And Prabhupada looked at him and said, "Small thief." Thief, thief, thief. We are all thieves. We don't give our energy to Krishna. We are only thieves. I, me, mine. I, me, mine. This is our George Harrison. He wrote a book. He called it I, me, mine. Fantasy. And one of the fantasies is when you leave riches to your children. Then as soon as you're dead, they start fighting. Mine, 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 mine. They go to court, file cases against each other, never talk to each other again. For the whole lifetime, after they fight over the inheritance, then you're born in the same house, you ate at the same table, you were provided by same father and mother, but over the struggle of the property, you say, "No, I have nothing to do with this fellow anymore." Can you believe that? Can you believe it? That people in a family, they fight over money. It's not their money, the money comes from their parents, but they fight over it. This material world, as long as we are turning away from Krishna, I tell you, we are not very good people. As long as we turn away from Krishna, we just become nonsense mongers, warmongers, intoxication mongers, showmongers. So many shows we make in this material world. Isn't it? What a shame. And everything is made by the ingredients of the Lord. The Lord has provided us. We can make temples and we can make our private little illusion castles. You can see when the rich people build their house, they want to have a castle. whatever, depending on how much money they have, the castle becomes more and more and more and more opulent. Sometimes you visit a rich person's house, and you know what he wants to show you? He wants to show you his bathroom. How opulent this bathroom is. This is a jacuzzi I have there. Then I have, look, everything nice, tiles. I've been to people's house. They've actually showed me their toilet proudly. This is a place where I poop. So please look how great place I have for pooping. This is the madness in this world. How mad do you want to be to stay in this material world? That is the question. That is the question of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why Krishna says all these things. Look what he says in the next verse. This one was too much. Now, neither the three moods of material nature, Sattva guna, Raja guna, and Tamaguna, nor the predominating deities controlling these three modes, nor the five gross elements, nor the mind, nor the demigods, nor the human beings can understand your lordship, for they are all subjected to birth and annihilation. Considering this, the spiritually advanced have taken to devotional service. Such wise men hardly bother with Vedic study. Instead, they engage themselves in practical devotional service. Wow, 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 wow. That is a heavy verse. You know, people sometimes want to become very shastrically expert. You can make a show of being a scholar. Yes, you memorize many shlokas, and you make dissertations and like that, PhDs. And you say, yes, I have studied, I'm learned. But here says that those who understand the devotional service, they just want to make temples. They just want to distribute prasadam. They just want to preach. They don't even care for reading so much of the Vedic literature. Like it says, Srimad Bhagavatam, you have enough. You don't need any other scripture when you have the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Personality of God and in His glory. So why don't they care to read so much? Because they want to serve Krishna. Serving Krishna, of course, reading the scriptures is also a service, but not to the point that you read while service has to be done. No, we should always be ready. What's my service? Where do I get some service? Please, please give me service. My life is service. Without serving you, my Lord. And you can either serve the devotee of Krishna, and that pleases Krishna even more, or you can go and try to make your own service for Krishna entirely. Of course, still you have to offer the result through your guru, because you have no access to Krishna directly. Those who think they can have an access directly to Krishna, Krishna doesn't recognize them. They're toiling without any final result. Everything has to be offered. But now, if you offer it to the devotees here in the temple, to the leaders, and then you're doing service here, very nice. If you say, no, I don't like this temple. I want to have a better temple. Jai! Very good, very good. We have another person who's going to make another temple. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. We should have, every street corner should have a temple with beautiful deities. Like sometimes you go in India and there's so many temples in so many places. But they're not like Prabhupada's temples. You cannot, you know, there's three types of temple: Namahata Sangha, Namahata Kendra, and Namahata Mandir. Namahata Sangha is a place where you meet once a month or once a week. Namahata Kendra is a place where devotional meetings are held every day. In Namahata Mandir is a place where you can take shelter. You can live there, eat there, and do seva. This is a mandir. So we need billions of Namahata Sanghas, Kendras, and mandirs. But the mandirs are the best. So if you have some money ever, make a mandir. And not only that, but stay inside the mandir and keep it going, because a mandir is not just the physical location. No. The mandir is much more. The mandir is a place where people give love to you. Love, love, love. And you can bring down your ego by washing toilets. Oh, so nice. Because I'm an administrative nature, usually they put me in charge of something. So I must honestly admit I was not very eager to clean the toilets. Even though cleaning toilets is a very noble thing, to clean Krishna's toilets. So one time I went to Brazil, and in the customs, I came from India, and I came with 4 huge bags, huge trunks full of items. So the Brazilian customs said, cannot enter Brazil with all this. I said, but why? No, no way. And they became, no is no. So then I said, now if I would go on, they would keep all the merchandise, all the things for the devotees. So then I took a flight from Brazil to Paraguay, the neighboring country. So then they had to let me take my stuff, because the airline was transporting my stuff. So, but in Paraguay there was dictatorship. At that time, the Catholic Church had made a deal with the dictator, Mr. Stroessner. You stop all other religions, no Christians, no Protestants, no Mormons, no Jehovah's Witnesses, no Hindus, no Buddhists, and we will give political support to your dictatorship. That was also called the Plan Condor. It was very big. Many people were killed in that time. Many people. Anyhow, so here I came with my dress to the airport in Asunción. I didn't know about that latest rule, that all other religions are prohibited now in. So they saw me come in, and they stamped my passport, and after the passport, police was waiting for me. Come with us. So they took me to jail. Oh my God. Can you imagine a Paraguayan jail? Paraguay, this is one of those countries there, the wild, wild countries. So the jail was not even rooms. It was a patio. They only had cells for the heavy criminals where they were torturing them. The others, they were just sitting a big patio with roofs, and the prisoners were all sitting around. And so I got a little corner where I could just sit. I said, Krishna, what did you do to me? Krishna, why you put me here? From temple president, being in charge, everything, nice prasadam every day. And here I was in jail. So then there was a prison guard there. He was torturing the prisoners. He was beating them on the fingers with iron. He was very cruel. And every time he walked by me, he was hitting his head with his iron stick. And he looked at me, but he didn't dare to touch me because I'm from Germany. So Germans have a little bit of a, what you call it, international respect or something, you know? So he was afraid. So next day he came, he could not torture me. So I could see his frustration because he was really bad. He was torturing people. Everybody was so afraid of him. The next day he came with a big smile. He says, "Come," he said to me. And he took me to the toilet of the jail. Can you imagine a jail? Maybe there were 600 people in that jail. I don't know, I didn't count. And the toilets, you can imagine all stool all over. Like if I take a picture of that toilet, you probably just start vomiting just by seeing the picture. And he said, "You clean that." Clean those toilets. I was swallowing like this. And he was happy. Now he tortured me by giving me some service, no? Anyhow, I was meditating. Krishna! 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 I have not cleaned the toilets of your temples. I have not done that for a long time. Now you let me clean the toilets of the prisoners. Okay, I'm ready. So I went back to my place, put on a gamsha. You know what's a gamsha, no? A little towel around your waist. And I went back to the toilets of the jail. And I started scrubbing and washing and putting and getting all those toilets back into clean. That was a big job. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours, I don't know. And he was coming back and he saw me washing and cleaning and he could not believe. He thought I was going to cry and says, no, I can't do that. He saw me cleaning the toilets and everything, water, and at the end, the toilets were clean, probably the first time in 20 years or something that somebody cleaned those toilets. So I went back and continued my chanting, and he was devastated. That guy was devastated. Next day, a guy came from the German embassy. That's the end of the story. Because one devotee had seen that I was arrested. So he called the German embassy. He says, "Hey, there is a guy they're arrested in the airport in German." So thanks to the German embassy, I never say thanks to German government at all. They are so stupid. But in this case, I have to say thank you. I had a German passport and they went to jail. "Why you arrest this guy?" "Well, because he's from another religion. That's not allowed in Paraguay." He said, well, you have no right to arrest him either. He's a free citizen. So they released me, or let's better say they deported me. Okay, you're free, but you have to leave our country. So I got my bags back, which they had also taken. I got my bags back. I was back in the airport, and I went to Brazil. This time I entered without problem.
How old you were that time? How old you were that time? What was your age?
Maybe 24, 25, or 23. I don't remember. So I went back to Brazil and the nightmare was over. But from that lesson, which I never forget, always wash Krishna's toilets. And you don't believe it. Nowadays, when I go in a toilet, I don't care who uses the toilet. But when I leave the toilet, I leave it clean behind. And sometimes in the temple, even in Berlin, I've cleaned the toilets here several times because they were pretty dirty. So I'm just saying that was my lesson. You work for Krishna, this is so wonderful. Working for Krishna, that is life. Don't run away from service ever. It's where you make spiritual advancement. And above all, if you can make a big plan for a big seva in your life, then Krishna will be very pleased. But always do it under the guidance of senior Vaishnavas. Don't do it just by yourself. Anyway, time is running out now. We're almost 1 hour here. You have any questions, any commentaries, please? Srimad Bhagavatam Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Yes.
I want to ask how I can present Bhagavad Gita so that people take it. Because if I say sometimes I'm not so satisfied, or it's from India, then they say, what's wrong?
No, you tell them, please take this book and read it, then you can become a perfect toilet cleaner. Maybe they will not take it if you say that. Well, I read, when I was distributing Bhagavad Gitas, I was just stressing on the people, you don't know how much benefit you get from reading this book. I cannot tell you, you have to read it. There's so much benefit from reading the Bhagavad Gita. You will get your love fulfilled, your knowledge fulfilled, your existence meaningful. Please get it and buy. Because the Sankirtan devotees, I was a Sankirtan devotee many years, I'm still a Sankirtan devotee. You beg the people to take Krishna's books. You don't. I mean, maybe you have different styles. I remember one devotee, Harinamananda, a German guy. He was in my Sankirtan group. And he had a different nature than mine. So he would tell people, you read that book. This is for you. Yes, give me a donation. He was so stern, no? I couldn't do that. I was, please, come on. This is very valuable. I'm not here wasting my time. I'm here to serve you. But he was like that. And he was a great book distributor. Different styles. So it's not everybody uses the same style for preaching. There's different varieties. Mula Prakriti, she was like me. Mula Prakriti was one of the biggest book distributors in my Gurudev's mission. So one time, it was a Christmas marathon, and Mula Prakriti was distributing books in a mall in America. The malls in America are private, so you're not allowed to sell things in the mall, because the shops, they don't like anybody to be like a street vendor. But at the same time, the malls were great. So many times the devotees went into the malls, even though that was not allowed. So Mula Prakriti was in the mall, and she was distributing books. She was so good, so talented. And all of a sudden, a big guard is in front of her, like one of those security guards, and looking at her. Stop this right now. And it was in the Christmas marathon. So she looked up at this big black guard. Then she fell at his feet and grasped his feet. And she said, please, don't stop me from distributing the books of my Guru Deva, which can save humanity, giving people a beautiful hope in life. Please don't stop me. and this big black guard with a woman at his feet, clasping his foot. He was like, okay, lady, you go on. I will not disturb. So she went on, and he was standing there watching over her that nobody disturbs her. So different styles of preaching, you know. You cannot say this is the right or this is the wrong way. Preaching must be coming from your heart. One of my dear devotees from Brazil, his name was Hastigopal. He was an eccentric personality. So when he went out on books distribution, he went up on a bus. In South America, we distribute on metros and buses. We go up there and we talk to 30 people at the same time. So he would go up on the bus, give everybody a book with a very sad face. The people looked at the face, who is this guy? They said. Then he would go in front of it. Ladies and gentlemen, my guru sent me out to distribute these books. I don't know how to do that. Please help me. Don't let me go back to the temple with the books. You have to take and help me. And then everybody would buy a book. He was such a big book distributor with this very silly style. Huh? Because people felt compassion for him. The poor monk, they sent him out with all these books. So we have to help him to buy a book from him so he can go back to the temple and get some food. So, yes, preaching is life.
Yeah.
Enjoy the experience.
Yeah, but I mean, if I go, and then I wanted to take the book, not something else. I said, one devotee said, this book helps you to find yourself. So I'd say that also, but one lady said, no, I know myself. So
I know myself.
there's a reason not to take.
If you know yourself, then you also know how much money you have in your wallet. Just give me a little. You have to, whatever, by hook and by crook, they said. Just get these books out in people's hands. Whether they read them or not, whether they understand them or not, that is beyond us. Another question?
Maharaj, what is difference between ego and false ego?
Ego is from Latin. It's a Latin word. Means existence.
Yeah.
You exist. That is your ego. This is good. Thanks to Krishna, you're Jivatma, and thus you exist. False ego is to think I'm Indian, I'm German, I'm Russian, I'm smart, I'm this, I'm ugly, I'm beautiful. This is all the false ego concepts.
But if I exist and I know that I exist, then I have to exist in some form. You know, I know that I exist, so that is ego, right? And if I know that I'm existing, then I also need to know how I'm existing. Like I'm Indian, I'm living in the temple, and like that. So then, how to differentiate between the ego and the false ego?
One shloka is there. Jivera Swarupaya Haya Nityera Krishnadas. My eternal position in my Swarupa is to be a servant of Krishna. That's who I am. And now I'm serving you by giving you this book. Now you please take it. That's your job. Okay? I'm a servant of God. I am giving you the book. Now you.
Yes, Maharaj. You spoke about the dictatorships, and the other day when you were speaking about East Germany, and then also that, because my German is not so good, and Hari Prema wanted me to translate, but I don't even understand. I couldn't understand the Gorbachev. They asked him what we do to the Hare Krishnas, and what was his answer?
I got the song which I was talking about. I found it. It was given to me. The devotees from Australia,
Oh, okay.
they made a song. Hey, Mr. Gorbachev, let our devotees free. Hey, Mr. Brezhnev, give them a chance to live. Like they made a very beautiful song, and it went up in the. It even went up in the charts. Yes, that was very nice. I heard it then, but because I was talking about it the other day, they sent it to me.
So
I can send it to you, this song, if you like.
And he sent the devotees out of prison?
Yes.
Wow.
All of the devotees were released from mental hospitals, from jail, and that's when the Krishna conscious movement really started going high in Russia. Until that, they were very persecuted.
Yeah, even I heard in the news that, even anyone practicing any form of yoga, be it bhakti yoga or even the other yoga forms, everybody was jailed.
Yeah. Wow.
Dangerous material world, dangerous world.
Okay. That's it for today.